Hello and welcome to Let's Talk with Victory. I'm Leisha Lee. Today's topic, we are going to do a recap of the decade. Now, last week our sister show, Conversations, did their highs and lows of life experiences, throughout the decade. They're like leaving 2019, what they're expecting great things to be in 2020. And today we are going to talk about the decade. So, for those of us who have social media, you may have noticed that for some media outlets, specifically like Instagram, Facebook, they'll show you or notify you of past memories. And, you go log on there or you go on there, whatever. And then it's like the first thing that pops up 3 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it may be. Sometimes I'm like, look, I know I was that small. I don't need to be reminded.
Exactly.
But with that being said, I want you ladies to share with us your top 3 most memorable moments of the past decade.
I would say for me, the birth of my grandson, both of my kids going to college, and me finally finishing college.
Oh, nice. Yay. Can I clap?
Yes, actually.
All right.
Okay, that means you're looking at me.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so mine started off a little rough. In 2010, I lost my mother. I lost my mind. I think I found it a little bit. I saw a little piece of it land somewhere. In 2015, I had my second child as a senior citizen.
Not a senior citizen.
Jesus. And in 2019, as the decade was closing, my firstborn graduated from high school. So I tried to go like, okay, in the beginning, then the middle, and then the end, because it got a little bit better. So.
Excellent.
Marcella?
Well, over the decade, I had ups and downs, but one major thing was launching my business, becoming financially stable, not just depending on one source of income, and overcoming medical circumstances and not letting that define my destiny.
Okay. Shakira?
3, have my daughter. I just had a baby, so my daughter. Finding myself. And what else? My son, right? I had my son.
Yes.
Yeah,
You did.
yeah, I did have him, but yeah, I had my son, right?
Yeah, I think
but yeah,
so.
those
I
are
think
the
you
3
said.
most memorable moments of my life.
All right now.
That's so good.
Mhm.
So mine are, I became a grandmother.
Oh, yeah.
I purchased a home this
Yeah.
last decade. And what I had something else. Oh, I started a business this decade.
Right.
And I'm going to give you all 4. Oh, and I was ordained an elder this
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. All right now, Elder.
Hey.
I was ordained an elder. They took it back.
As soon as they gave it to you.
Now they see. You going to get it back.
As soon as they say, Elder, no, that don't. Nope, not yet.
Yay. Oh, I'm clapping for
Clap for
everybody.
everybody,
You say,
right.
I don't know what.
Yeah, what
I
did
did not say. Okay, so for me, what happened?
You didn't have
I
kids?
purchased a home,
Yeah.
No.
I purchased a home. I had a few new positions, and I'm now in another new position at work, and it's more money, and that don't mean I got nothing to give out.
Right, make it known.
And my family has been bonding more, like doing family, more family,
Yeah.
family oriented things or whatever, doing family dinners. Like we had a pajama night, pajama Christmas party, and like closing out 2019 too. So yeah, I'm just happy that everybody is like growing and like going more towards a positive outlook in life.
I love it.
And trying to grow in that area, go more positivity. I'm all about positivity in 2020, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So my first other question. The next question. How has social media media in general, could be like through the news or whatever, or TV, music streaming outlets changed? How have all of those changed in the past 10 years? Like we went from maybe MySpace. Well, it was no, that was
Longer. I think
yeah.
that
We
was
did
longer.
have MySpace was in the
Yeah.
decade. No,
Yeah,
I was thinking about that, but that was
Yeah.
Black Planet. It wasn't in
That
no.
was too, yeah.
She
The
said
last
Black
decade, was it?
Planet.
Yeah.
It was about
That was
2000.
2000.
Oh, it sure was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
I'm 33.
I remember.
Yeah.
That was 2000.
It was
No, Black
yeah,
Planet,
Black
yeah,
Planet was there.
What was it?
Oh my gosh.
What was it?
What was it? It didn't last long.
What was
But
it, though?
it was like
It
a
was a-
social
yeah.
media.
Oh, no. That's,
Yeah. So how has those things changed in the past 10 years?
To me, it seemed to change the people that access it. It used to be college kids and professionals. Now everybody has a page. Babies have pages.
Yes. And of course the parents are putting
Right.
that together.
No, the babies probably run their own
Yeah.
right.
these days. So I'll start like with the news. I'm a news watcher. I know people don't really watch the news anymore. Everybody says, I don't want to watch it. It's depressing. Life can be depressing. You watch that. So you need to be informed. I think that the news has become more, I'm trying to think of a word. It makes people more irritated because they show you stuff that gets you kind of riled up, opposed to just giving you facts. And I guess that's their job. You know, that's what the media is for. Social media, I think, is giving people who are bullies and things like that, it is giving them a platform to attack people behind the scenes and not know who you are. But, I mean, for some people, you have to understand that people will find out who you are, because I have no problem if you are a social media bully with showing up on your Minnesota doorstep. So, and then with just like, I guess, media in general, like CDs and things like that, I think streaming, that stuff has just made people lazy. Because I appreciate, and I could be because I'm older, I appreciate the CD changer. You know, where you can change to what you want to change to. You can just buy the CD and I had to purchase 99-cent song here and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
You ain't
I feel
gotta
like you
burn
pay
the
them
CDs
more.
no more.
No, I like to do that. I
You
like
burn
that.
the CDs?
I don't do it anymore, but I mean, because I don't have to. But I mean, I just think that it's just made people lazy, and I think that it's pulling away from the actual art of what is out there. People who are actually artists, like they're not getting all that they could get from that vinyl, from that album, that, you know, things like that. So I just think that the authentication of everything has just become obsolete.
I think it's it can go both ways. I think it's good as well because like people that are starting their businesses and stuff like that, like, you know, you can put yourself out there, let people know about because like people like me or, you know, some of y'all, we like Amazon and stuff like that. Like businesses like your business, you know, so it's good because people can like advertise themselves to make money, so that's a good thing. And yeah, it can be good.
And you can spend your money on there. Like
And
you
yeah,
said.
you can go
can
broke.
keep on spending all
That
that
is
money on
true.
that.
It's a good and bad to both of them,
Yeah.
like I
Right.
said, you know.
But I don't like all the like the extra stuff being there, like the pornography and all that other stuff. Like it's like you're forced to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be scrolling up and like, who put this on my? You know, so it can be good and bad. Like I don't think it's good for children though.
I mean, you're right. That's what I was just going to say. I don't think it helped for the literacy of children. Children don't have to read anymore. They don't have to
No.
do much work anymore. If you Google it, Google will tell you.
Right.
Sometimes Google information be wrong, but
All
for
the way
most
wrong.
part, you know, when you get into simple things, you're probably right. Or you could cheat, and watch a YouTube video, and it's going to show you. You know, you really don't have to think. And I think it's making our children, you know, the generations that's coming up is just making them lazy and dependent. You know, like they think a phone is everything.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people all the time, if I leave my house and I don't have my cell phone, I am not going back home to get it because my job expects me to be there at a time. And they're going to cut me this nice check on the 12th and 26th of the month. So that phone is going to be there when I get home. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you that important to me, you can call my job.
Right.
But I'm not going to be late to work, running back to get no phone. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, just, do you understand what I'm saying? So it just makes us haphazardly, like,
Lazy.
oh, my phone.
Yeah,
you know, it's everything.
Yeah.
Lazy
You know, I need
dependent.
the internet. I need to be on Instagram. You know, as soon as I roll over, I
Right.
need to be
And
Scrolling.
yeah.
Right.
I'm guilty of that too. Like always going through my phone and stuff. Like till now, like when I come home, I put my phone in the cabinet and I just spend time with my kids because I notice like I spend a lot of time on my phone and I'm not paying attention to them. And it's just like one day I was playing on my phone and King was talking to me and I wasn't paying him no mind. He came up and he like, "Mommy," you know. So he took the phone out my hand and it made me realize like, all right, I gotta put this phone down. I gotta start doing more stuff with him. I gotta teach him and teach my baby and stuff like that. So it can be really addictive for adults as well. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
And our children, like you said, mimic our behavior.
Right.
Because that's
Right.
what happened with me with my 4-year-old. It's not that she was, because she's going to take your attention. She don't care about that.
Yeah.
But I noticed that now she cannot function without her iPad.
Her iPad.
Yes. I want my iPad. Like as soon as she wakes up, I need my iPad. Or if she sees a phone, I want a song.
Now, thinking about that, how in reflecting on the past decade, before they really, well, the iPads and stuff been out, but before we were so attached to them, what were we doing in the morning, waking up?
Brushing
Like
my
when
teeth.
you got up, you didn't
Watching
automatically
TV.
grab your phone.
Watching the news.
Yeah, watching the news.
Getting
Check out my
ready.
people.
Yeah.
Jesus
We
Christ.
ate breakfast.
Right.
Ate breakfast
Yeah.
together. Watch
Yeah.
cartoons.
Uh-huh.
So
Like,
it
these are the things
kinda-
we did.
Like some of these things, social media and just having having the technology today, it changed our ways of life.
I have to learn balance with it because my job, I get emails from my job, I get emails about my business. So I'll put it down and say, I'm not dealing with that, it's after hours.
Yeah.
And then the next day, it was something important.
Okay.
So I have to balance, okay, I have to deem your emergency might necessarily be my emergency. And just not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Because me being a social worker and working in mental health, I'm so concerned about so much, but I have to create boundaries.
Or,
To not
well,
burn
that's
myself
what you
out.
could do is a suggestion is to give yourself do not disturb hours. So
That's
just say
good.
like because like doctors, even when they're off, they're not really off. You know what I mean? Because there may be a crisis, and they could direct that to another person. But what you might want to say is, okay, if I'm off at 5 o'clock, then from 5 to 7 is my do not disturb hours. So I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb, and then if I need to check it at
That's
7.
something I never do. Put
Right.
my phone on do not
Yeah, but if I
disturb.
need to check it at 7, then it is what it is. Because guess what? You being in the mental health profession, you're going to need some mental health professionals.
Right.
If you don't deem
Absolutely.
yourself
Yes.
some time. You know what I
Right.
mean?
You have to have
So,
somebody
and
to
I
do
had
my
to,
stuff.
I'm saying that because that's what I had to do. The only time that I don't put my phone on do not disturb is if my daughter is away at college because I don't know. And we get like college alerts, things like that. But if my kids are home, at a certain time at night, I put my phone on do not disturb because otherwise we're addicted.
Right.
So I'm picking it up, even if I'm scrolling through social media or I'm texting somebody. There's an addiction. So until we can get detoxed,
And that's good. You can also have separate notifications if you know that you have business calls, have a different notification for those calls versus what you're doing for your work.
Now, what did we do before that though?
Before you had
call the
a
telephone,
organizer
telephone, when
or
you write it
right,
down.
right,
you
your
had,
reminder
you had a
notebooks.
landline that somebody could call.
Leave a voicemail.
But
We
even
had
if
to be
we had,
Yes.
right, even
had
if
to
we
be
had,
responsible.
like you had different things that you had to do at specific times. You didn't have a reminder on your hip
Right, that's
to
right.
go off. Like,
And we were more disciplined then. I could say for me, before I was able to afford these things or allotted these things, I was more disciplined than I am now. Technologies make you really lazy and less disciplined. I'm just saying, if we want to keep it spiritual, you don't pray as much, you don't read your Bible as much, because anything to come up or jump in my spirit, I can start Googling the internet and start going to YouTube and start, you know what I'm saying, doing all other research, whereas I have a whole bookshelf in my room. So my concordance, you know what I'm saying, it gets dusty. I'm like, let me pull this out and, do you understand what I'm
Right.
saying? We had pay phones, so
Right.
talking to people, it wasn't that urgent. You know, it was
Right.
urgent. You had
Right.
a quarter.
That's
But
right.
otherwise, they'll wait till they see you, or
Or wait
it
till you get
wasn't
home
important.
and
Right.
then call again. Exactly.
I'm just saying, people are dying from text messaging, car accident.
Yeah.
And before that, and
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yes, you
But
did.
before that, there was family time.
Yeah.
We had conversations. You sat at the table together. You ate dinner together, and everybody wasn't doing this at the table. I mean, literally in my household, I'll say, okay, all phones on the charger, because this is our time to say, okay, how was your day?
Right.
What's going on? Let's talk. Because if we don't bring that back, then our youth, their socialization skills is going to be totally out the door, because they think, oh, I don't have to sit in with mommy or daddy, and I don't have to sit in with the family because I can FaceTime my friend and we can talk, play games, or what have you.
And that's what they do.
And that's what they
That's
do.
exactly
Yeah,
what
and
they
she
do.
That social time
And
is
she
lost.
said social time, and not just social as in socializing, but having social skills. Like I just
Absolutely.
realized
That's
in the
it.
last 3
Yes.
months, my son, he don't have good social skills. What I mean good social skills, good communication. He don't understand that being kind to you is important. Being compassionate to you is important.
Right.
Because we text and stuff like that, and it doesn't have tone, it doesn't have emotion. So like his communication, everything is TikTok. You know, everything is a video, everything is a Instagram, everything is a. and
But that's
so those
most
are-
people of that generation,
Yes,
though.
those are-
I found that my 18-year-old has like limited communication skills as well. Because if I say, this is what you need to do, or go ask somebody, that should be like, well, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
You're supposed to say what you're supposed
Because
to
they're so
say.
used
Like,
to
I don't know what
right.
to tell you. Like, why do I have to say it? I told her,
Yeah.
example, I told her to call her doctor the other day and tell them, you know, this is what you need. So what am I supposed to say again? What do you need? It's really that simple. Just say, but little simple things
Just
like
simple
that.
things.
But if I would have told her to text her doctor, she probably would have had a whole paragraph.
Yes.
A whole paragraph to say, this
Tell
is
her
what
to
I need.
text
This
it
is what-
and read it.
Right.
That's too much. Like, she gonna say what I'm supposed to text.
So what other gadgets or technology, like electronics, has changed? I remember having a sidekick.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
y'all.
that's-
those again.
that was a while.
The sidekicks
yeah.
was
Fire stick.
Yeah.
That's true.
The Apple
Fax
Watch.
Some people still
Yeah.
use it.
People don't really use fax machine no more.
No, well,
At the
in my
job.
business, yeah.
Yeah, at the
I
job.
work in healthcare.
Right,
so-
but I'm just saying, if you ain't really in medical, you can't really
Right.
find a fax machine. They like
Yeah.
fax too, but you're like,
yeah.
okay, now I got to go to Staples to fax.
Or the
it.
library.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
No,
gosh,
there
people
is something-
still have fax machines?
There is a
Do it on the
It's
computer.
in the
Oh yeah,
printers.
because you can email
We're a
everything.
technology company.
Yeah.
Right.
Email it to fax
Yep,
at our company.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep, the fax machine is in the. You're right.
But then there's a fax thing, this thing called Right Fax, where you can fax it through the computer.
yeah, that's what we were just saying. You can fax
But
it
not
through
the
computer.
not the email though. Like you actually put the number in on the computer,
computer.
and send it, and it'll send as like if
Oh, you can do that at the hospital too.
yeah if
can
you do
through one of the
that,
systems, yeah.
it'll come. It might come if you're faxing to somebody who has the machine. It might
It'll
come
come
out of
to
their
their fax
machine
machine.
from your computer. So it's all types of things.
technology.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. There are good things and there are bad things about it. You know, and there are some really, really good things. For example, if somebody's missing or something like that, social media is going to get it out there
Right.
just like that,
Yeah.
which is a good thing because you want to spread the word. And sometimes you can't spread it as quickly as we used to do on foot by putting up a poster on trees and stuff like that. You know, you don't have that kind of
Yeah.
time
That's
Right.
true.
when it's
So it's good
imperative.
to bad.
Yeah.
So there are good things about social media, you know, that do help to spread the word and, you know, get things out there. Businesses, like you said, people have small businesses that become large businesses because of social media.
I do want to jump back to the streaming and the CDs. You said you like the CDs, the actual
Yeah,
the vinyl and
I
everything.
like that.
So, have you all ever, I don't know if y'all did this in the past decade or decades before, I ain't gonna say decades before, but then within the past decade, have y'all took a cassette tape and tried to make your own remix over it or try to put it on
Yeah,
a
I've
CD-ROM?
done that. When you hit the
Decade.
Or put a
record,
CD
you hit
ROM.
record, you got to hit record and something else at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Play and record.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you stop it when you want to make sure
Yeah.
you don't get the commercials on the radio.
Well, that was probably like, no, that was like a decade before.
Yeah, that was
that
a
was
decade
2
before.
decades.
Yeah, that might have been 2 or 3 decades
Yeah.
ago. That wasn't in 2010 to 20. That definitely was like way
then.
before.
Well, it was the 2000s.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't, girl. That was
was in
it
the
was
2000.
1990.
That was 2. That's
It
3
was a
decades.
two-
A decade
it was-
is
I
10
had some
years.
from the cherry.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
So
it
it was
was
probably
2000?
before then. Yeah.
It's because you brought it from
That's
the
probably
other
like
church.
2 or 3 decades.
I think, okay, I'm going back too far then.
Yeah, yeah, that was like way before
Right.
that. But yeah, we did that. Definitely.
But y'all ain't make your own CDs either.
No, I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I ain't make nasty.
Yeah, 'cause
Like
you
you
get
make
somebody
a-
else's CD
make a
and you
playlist
burn the
and down-
CD or a
Ain't,
playlist.
ain't
Yeah.
nobody burn
But
their
they even
CD over
doing
here.
that. They do that on the phones and stuff too.
Yeah, you can make your own playlist. You just add the songs that you want. I got a couple of them.
So now, no more. There were the iPods and the MP3 players.
Now it's just right in your phone.
It's right in your phone.
Yeah.
Or your watch.
True.
Oh,
So I have not bought an iWatch, an Apple Watch yet. I'm gonna say yet because I might, but I don't really have a need for it. And like I have a phone, I have the iPhone. So if whenever I get to the iPhone, like when I check it, I'll check it. But I think it'll be a bigger distraction if I did have one,
Right.
and I'm at work and I'm like checking every 5 minutes. One of my coworkers have one, and like she'll be talking and she'll just go, "Oh, so da 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 da,"
So
and then go back down.
I
And I'm
have
like,
one,
okay.
and
You
that
can text.
yeah, you can do everything.
everything.
Everything that you can do
That's
from your
small.
phone, you can do for. But the thing about it is, it's not even just that product.
no,
Other
ain't nobody fitting to do all
companies
that.
have a watch as well
Okay.
too, and I didn't know that. I just found that out like a couple weeks ago. But I do have my Apple Watch, and it is very convenient for me because at my job, I have 5 different places that I need to be. So if I'm in one place and another place we communicate a lot through like texting and talking
Okay.
because I'm not always in my office.
Yeah.
So sometimes I could be in a meeting and I don't want to pull out my phone while I'm in the meeting. Even
That's
though I
true.
don't want to be in the meeting, I can pull out my phone.
Well, I guess
But
it
I can
depends
just
on
do
the
this
position that
and
you're
look,
in.
yeah. So it works out for some people.
Okay.
Some people it's a distraction, like you said.
That's true. Now let me ask you this: how has the economy changed or impacted us in the last 10 years
It's been
Rega-
good to me.
regarding like banking, retail, grocery shopping?
In terms of
Well,
Uber
people
and
can shop
Lyft.
for you now when you
Yeah.
grocery
Yes.
shop.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you can place
Shoppers.
your order and they'll go and they'll get your
You
order.
can
Your
just pull up and
or
pick it
pull
up.
up and pick your. That's a good thing.
That's lazy.
That's a good.
I think I don't
But
think
like
I would
older
do it
elderly.
though.
people, they
Yeah.
can't
Well, that's
get
oh
out.
yeah, that's
You know
But
what
they've
I'm
been
saying?
had that though.
that's a good reason for the elderly.
But
and stuff
they've
like
been
that.
had it though with one of the larger chain markets has had that for a while.
Okay.
But not where you can pull up and get like they deliver to you. So it's been going on for a while. But the pull up kind, yes, it's convenient for people because sometimes you have little babies and you just you don't really have the time. You don't get out the car and have to do all this
Yeah.
other stuff. But me, like the grocery market is like my favorite place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even like the mall.
What?
I like to go to the supermarket. And so I go in there, I want to go by myself. I don't want to be bothered. I want to walk around and get what I need. And if I feel like I want to be in there for 3 hours, nobody should judge my life because that's what I want to do.
I feel the same way. It's like therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Just to push the cart and stroll. Don't have a care in the world. I'm not rushing nowhere.
See, you one of them
I
people. I'd be
have
like,
my
can you
list.
get out the way?
Right, yeah, I don't like
the back
I
of
don't
her
like when
heels
people
something.
strolling.
I have my list.
I zoom up and down the aisles. I don't want nobody strolling through there. I don't even want nobody strolling on the street walking in front of me. So I don't want no strolling.
Go ahead. You say you be taking your time, so it's therapeutic.
Yeah,
How?
it's therapeutic for me because it's calming. And I could take my time and get what I need because I'm a planner. I'm proactive. So if it's not on my list, then I'm going to get mad. But, you know.
Well, you need to go at night.
Well, I can't do it when I got King in them because King be in everything.
Yeah. Don't
I'm like, sit down.
go to the
Get off
market
of
at
that.
night
Put
so
that
we don't
back.
run into each other because if you're strolling, I'm going to hit you with my cart.
And don't be Grouponing. Don't not Grouponing. What is it? Couponing.
Coupon.
Oh my God, y'all coupon people. Be tearing me up. Y'all get on my nerves.
I want to learn.
Y'all be in the line with the
saving
books
that money,
going.
too.
You should have already had that out when we got here. Then I try to go in the middle of the night. Y'all there too, and it's like a whole bunch of y'all. Like that ain't right. Y'all need to do that online.
But what if ordering? If you're getting your grocery list, you shopping for groceries or whatever, you're doing it online
Yeah, you can do it
or
online.
through an app.
Yeah, you do it online. Whatever the site is, whatever the store that you choose to go to, you do it online, and then they'll tell you the time that you can come pick it up.
What?
You pull up in front of the door, and they have little slots outside that say pick up aisle, and you sit right there, and they'll bring
But
it
I
out to
prefer
you.
to get my own stuff. I don't trust that.
See, that's what I was going
They
to
give me
say.
a
What
dented
if-
can, I'm mad. 'Cause
Yeah,
they don't care
like-
how I care.
That food still is together
No, I don't
when you
want
that
it. It's
dented
dented.
can.
But
The
what if
can
they-
is
dented
dented?
peas?
You get
They
the
not licking
the
my
peas
can.
ain't dented.
Well,
what
they
if-
lick the can? I don't care. They
What
probably
if
lick it in
they
the aisle
grab-
anyway. I washed that off. I'm
No.
not eating the can.
Oh yeah, don't
Buy
even buy
frozen.
canned vegetables. Do the frozen.
fresh
Do the
vegetables.
fresh vegetables.
They can lick the bag too.
Now I don't want nobody poking my food. Talking about poking your food. What if they get in the fresh vegetables,
The
start
grapes and
poking it
stuff.
and stuff?
Y'all
Squeezing
done
it.
did the people. Y'all got
Squeezing your
problems.
oranges
Y'all must have did that. Y'all.
Now, what about DoorDash and
Like,
like?
waste of
trust
money.
I don't like.
They
Really?
drinking your soda sometimes.
Well, you did.
Baby,
We
you
did
done
see
had
that
a-
though.
you
We
done
saw
had a bad
that. But I
experience.
don't like it because I just think that it's a waste of money. My
Right.
thing is, by the time that I get in my car and go put my gas to it,
That's
I done
your
paid
gas.
them for doing the same
Yeah.
thing.
The
Like,
price
that's
is ridiculous.
a whole extra $10 for you to bring it to me.
Absolutely.
First of all, it's probably something I don't need anyway.
Right.
I tried it one time just to see what it
I
was
ain't tried
like.
no time.
And my delivery fee was more than my order. I was ordering off the
Oh
dollar.
wow.
The delivery was $10.
Well, then you
but the
should have
food
known
was
better
free.
anyway. Why in the world are you ordering off the dollar menu to get delivered to your house? You need
No,
to
I
be
was at
delivered.
work.
But how is that different though from ordering from like an Asian restaurant or Chinese place? You know, they come pizza delivery come. How is that different from the DoorDash and the
Well,
Uber
because
Eats?
they don't charge you to deliver unless, like, most of the time with places like that, if they have the delivery service with the place, they don't charge you for that. So they'll say, but your order has to meet a minimum. So
Okay.
you might have to have like a $12 minimum. So, okay, if I'm going to order, I'm going to just get $12 worth of stuff because I know they're not going to charge me $23 just
Right.
to bring it.
Yeah.
So there's the difference. And I get it. I'm not knocking any of it because, hey, it's giving people jobs. If people out here need a
That's
job.
true.
But
and
then they taking the jobs with the self-checkout now.
Well, not
Well, I
not
love
all of them.
Checked out.
Not
Well, with
everybody.
I'll
that
be
being said,
self-checking
I
out.
think today's media in the last decade has made us
lazy.
financially savvy,
Okay.
as into credit, as into debt to ratio, as into interest fees, as into extra fees, since they were talking about, delivering the fees for this.
Yeah, that makes
So I think technology in this last decade, for me, it has. Now I'm more wiser, because some stuff I can Google versus getting a book. I
Yeah.
can watch a video. I can go online and look at the bank or the credit card company and, check out the interest rate and see how it works. What's my closing date? If I use it after close, I got 45 days to pay the bill.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think technology in this decade has made a lot of us more financially wiser, whereas before I got elder and saved and all that stuff, you kind of bounce a check like, I ain't giving them $35 because I got it right now. I ain't bouncing a check.
And
Ain't
I
gonna
think,
happen.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it just makes you wiser to how much money you're giving away.
Yeah.
Like we're more conscious about the ATMs we use. Like I ain't going to any ATM if it ain't free.
That's
You
good.
know, and
Yeah,
a couple banks
yeah,
I bank with,
absolutely.
all
That's
of
right.
them ain't free. So
Right.
people got free. You can go to free ones. I mean, I'm
Right.
concerned about even them $2.
I
You
know
know
it's
what I'm
right.
saying?
Right,
So-
And then
that's
not
the
even
thing.
just the $2, because
Yes.
sometimes it's $2 for your bank
Right.
and $2 for
Yes.
the
For
service
the-
charge.
yeah.
No,
So I
no.
think it made us.
Sir, don't charge me
financially
anything.
savvy. If
For
it
your money.
haven't, it's because of your own ignorance.
Right.
Because it's so much. Like I don't think it's a reason for anybody to be in debt. Like it just does
Right.
not make sense. They got so
Right.
many companies that'll help you clean up your credit, teach you about your credit.
Yeah.
It's just so much. It's a plethora of information out there.
And I think it's helpful, especially like with the banking institutions, when you have the banking apps now, where you can be more responsible for your finances. You can bank online, you can do bill pay, so it's no excuse for not meeting your deadlines to pay your bills.
And you can
Because
set alerts.
You can set alerts to remind
will
yourself,
alert
and they will.
The balance dropped too low.
That-
It's
right,
like,
right, right.
Hello.
Right. So I think
getting
that's
close.
helpful because a lot of times people will say, well, I didn't get the statement, so I couldn't pay the bill. You don't have an excuse there.
Because they send it to your phone.
Yeah, they send it directly to your phone.
Your phone bill sends you when your phone bill is due. You can get your electric bill to give you an alert,
Yes.
your credit card bills, whatever. They can send you alerts. And all of them now have that capability. So you're right. There's no reason for any of us. What's the word of God says? That we perish for lack of knowledge. And so if you don't know, it's because you don't want to know.
Right.
Because the knowledge is out there.
Right.
And so I think that, like Elder Saffron said, that now it has made us have the ability to be more wise in the things that we do and the things that we choose. 'Cause for me, banking online, Jesus made it. like,
That's all. Yeah.
like for real.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because
Versus before you had to go stand in the line.
yeah,
Right.
just to
People
find out
still
what your
do
balance
stand in
was.
the line,
Right.
But you don't have. They stand in the
Yeah.
line because they want to.
Right.
Right.
I can deposit my check. I can
Right.
take a picture on my
Yep.
phone. It'll go to my check.
Yeah.
I tear the check up, put it in.
Absolutely.
After I wait
Go
till
on about
the
your business.
Right.
Ethics.
That's it.
Right. After clear.
And I mean, but there are some people who won't subscribe to that anyway because you still have older people who don't really know about technology. So they're going to go to the bank because that's how they feel more secure, which is fine. I just think that it's a little more dangerous to do these things these days. And banks, it's not like banks weren't getting robbed back then. But now it's just, people are just brazen with their activities. So.
And they do have, like, you get discounts if you sign up for the automated pay.
Oh, the self-checkout line in Walmart, you get discounts too.
OMG.
No?
No, you don't.
Not that kind of discount.
But that's
You get
still
locked up.
technology
Right.
Yeah.
of this decade.
they
Say
Well,
bananas. Why you got a TV?
Right.
You don't have to wait in a line for the people. You can check and scan your
I
own.
Right.
love self-checkout line. It goes
But you
so
know what the
fast.
problem, I mean, the good thing about that is also, unless you can slip by the old man or the old lady out the door, because
Oh, they
they
don't
check
play by that
receipts on your
receipt.
way out the door. Like, this TV is not on there. And now they don't even look. They just scan your receipt to see if it matches up with what they see in there. They scan one of your items and scan that receipt. And if it don't match up, you on one of these things is not
But they
leaving.
don't even really be looking at your card. They just be like, okay.
No, they scan the
They
receipt
scan
now.
it.
Yeah.
And they have a printout.
Yeah,
Little-
they scan
Okay,
the
so
receipt.
I'm confused. They
They
scan the
just-
receipt
yeah,
and
they
what?
just-
And
started
scan
it
one of your
now.
items. So just say like you got that
sure it's on
TV and you rung up the bananas.
Okay.
They scan your receipt and they scan the TV. Both of them
Oh.
should be on there.
They didn't used to do
I thought
that.
they normally just
No,
scan the
they
things
scan
that's
it
not
now.
in a bag.
No.
Anything that's not in a
That's
bag,
in
they
a
normally
right.
scan.
So, in regards to the last decade, another thing I wanted to mention was we talked about it already a little bit, but e-commerce, which is making people not have jobs. So this is the thing: if we become this great technology company, you know, and they get more and more savvy,
People aren't going to be
People don't have
employed.
jobs.
people aren't
Like
going to have
self-checkout.
jobs. So it's
But
like,
again,
what are
that's
you going to do?
self-checkout, yeah.
So for me, I was like, oh, good, I do nails because I know computer going to lay you up early. Like, thank you, Jesus.
They got it.
Yeah.
Versus, you know, clothes and tangible items and things of that nature. I mean, you know, they was even talking about one of the big department stores going to be closing a lot of their stores now because people are just buying online. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. Like even years ago, even with the I think the car companies or car plants or something like that. You know, like they wasn't necessary to be here. You know, in the United States for people to have jobs. So.
And on the other side of what Saffron was just saying, yes, those things are replacing workers, but what about the period of time when the companies were asking for employers to come in and they weren't even coming in to do the job? So hence, that's why you see a lot of those self-checkout lines more and more now because they couldn't keep
No, they can.
the staff.
Remember when you
say
used
want
to
pay
could go to a
That
job
too.
and give them your resume? Now your resume got to be online
Uploaded.
and applications. Go on. I used to hate that. Like go online and fill out that. What? I don't want to do that.
Right,
I
I'm
want
here.
to come
Take
in.
my
I want you to
resume.
see me.
Right.
Stuff.
Yeah.
5
Right.
pages
Like I
of
don't want to do.
questions.
Right.
Oh, but
And the
But that's how
test.
they
Be
do the
mad.
That's a part of the
But
gatekeeping.
technology, I did a job interview for this one company, and they do it online. So it's a face interview.
Yes.
So they answer me the questions, and the timer is going, so I have to answer the questions. Then the next question pops up, going to time. So my video is going back to them. So I didn't even have to go. So after you do all that, you do get a face-to-face interview.
Okay.
So I did actually go to meet the people, but they like, we're going to spare ourselves from these 200 applications
Yeah.
and
So we
siphon
throw
through
it.
these videos.
That's so good.
Well, that's like at
Yeah,
where.
That's why a lot of people probably not working because some people don't really
Present
know how
well.
to
Yeah, but you got to
fill out stuff on an application, like on a computer and stuff. Cause sometimes it can be a little tricky. Like I
got you.
hit agree and then they like, no, you ain't filled this out. That out. I'm like, God dang it.
Well, I mean, but
Right,
that's
but
how
see,
they weed
people
out.
gonna have
That's
to
how they
get
weed it
savvy.
out.
That's the unfortunate part. That people is gonna have to get savvy because I'm just
Yep.
saying, even like the computers now. I work for this one particular
Right.
company. You know, they do a large brand, and the new machines they don't have. There's no disk drive. There's no.
Right.
You know, you can't upgrade things like you used to. Either you buy it with these custom build stuff to it. You can't put a new one in to upgrade the drive or the disk, or you know, because they just making it where you got to get it like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to spend the money to get it like this, or you won't get it.
Right.
Right.
So,
And then even with the disk drives, we went from disk drives to like the CD-ROMs to the flash drives, and then some computers, laptops, and everything don't even have the
you
thing.
got the port.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
you can't
But
push
a
the button and it
USB.
slide up.
Right.
You got to
And
get you
even
something
like
else
even the
and hook to
phones.
something else.
Right.
Right.
The phones
Yes.
are doing the same thing now because I know the one particular large company that they don't even have where you can plug something into it anymore. you have to have the piece to the piece to
The
the
adaptive
piece,
piece.
that's so that you can just put your charger in if you don't have what they want you to get.
Yes.
So it's the way that it
Yes.
works. You got to get savvy or
Yes.
get left behind.
Yes, because this
I'll be left
decade, this
behind.
comment is going to be crucial, even like for the electric cars, you
Yeah.
know, all that kind of stuff. You know, Ike used to fix my car down on a bridge, and he was cheap. And I'm like, Jesus, you gonna make me get rid of my
Right.
matrix? I can't go back and fix my car.
Right.
Like
Yep.
I'm just saying, the newer the vehicle is,
Exactly.
you gotta go to
You
the
have to go to
dealer,
the
you got
machine.
the stuff and the special keys and the special.
Yeah.
It's gonna get real.
No,
And that's
even
why we need to step in and look out for older people and elderly people. Teach them how to use this stuff so they won't get left behind.
Yeah.
Who got time to do that? No, I'm joking. You're right.
They got the money. They gonna pay for the
I'm
cost.
joking, yeah.
Right.
Teaching them.
Oh yeah,
Right.
right. They pay.
Right.
How much is 10,000? Here you go.
Well, some of them.
Where you get that from?
Somebody
Some
gave
of
me
them, because you know some of them
$40
still on
to
Social
get them
Security.
salt. Someone gave me $40 and asked me to get them a bag of rock salt. $40. I gave it back.
What is rock salt?
When it
The
snow
snow.
outside,
Just say salt for the snow.
hear that? They gave me $40 for it.
Rock
I'm
salt.
like,
That's
$40.
what it
I'm
costs.
like, if you would have given it to somebody else, they would have got off on you.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they don't know.
They don't
They
know.
don't
Yeah.
know.
But what happens when these things break down?
What
What?
technology?
Yeah, different technology
Oh,
things
they're
like
gonna be sick.
People
What
like my
happens
son
with
that's
the-
going to school gonna come fix it and take all your money.
even with the like with the self checkout lines. Sometimes something pops up and they need the employee to come over.
Yep. All the
Fix
time.
something.
Well, they're gonna have. They
They
definitely
do.
gonna have bodies.
Yeah.
But do as
Not as
many
many.
bodies.
Not as many.
Not
Not as many.
But they
necessary.
running them people rampant.
First of
running
all,
there,
with
there,
these
there,
self-checkout lines,
You
you
gotta
can
do nothing
see
but
right
take that key
now
and say
that there are
swoop,
less
and it's
lines
it.
open in the store.
Yes.
It is.
And there's no
Because there are
cashiers.
no
They got
cashiers.
15 lines.
Exactly.
No cashiers.
15
There are less
lines,
people.
no
Yep.
cashiers, 5 self checkout lines open, and
And
it's
then
three
backed
of 'em
up
broke.
because 3 of them.
Right. And they're not open the entire day.
Yeah.
That's
There's certain
true.
times during the day that they're open.
Now, I will say all companies, some of the stores have them, but like some of the, like, let's say this one specific company, the W, don't have, this location might have the self checkout line, but that location don't have it. So they still have employees in some of them, and a lot of them aren't or haven't changed over yet to get the self checkout because of things that's happening with the economy. Everybody's not honest.
No. they
So
not.
some
She just
people
said
wanna-
that she rung a banana
Yeah.
for
Sit
TV.
there and you tell my story like that.
She thought it was a discount.
Right.
I did.
So what? How do you think? Do you think it's
strawberry
going to
TV.
progress where there's going to be less people in the companies? Like technology is going to keep. Do you think technology is going to grow to a point where you have to take classes to learn?
yes.
the
It's there
different
now.
I
It's
was
there
gonna
now.
say.
It's
Yeah.
there now. Depending upon what type of employment you have, they give you online classes where you have to keep up, even if it's just for like compliance sake, so that you'll know, because every year something is upgrading or something is changing.
That is true.
Not even every year, like every few months. Something is, changing, or we put in another component to this program that you're working. So now you have to take this test
Yep.
to make sure that you are, in compliance, or you know how to work this, you know how to do that. So it's happening now. So it's going to get progressively more over the years to come, because technology isn't pulling back anything. They're adding more. At this point, I'm like, in the next 10 years, it's really going to be robots just walking around like, hey, let me fix that for you. I got it. When you get to the checkout, that's going to be your checkout person. You know what I mean? So,
And if you notice, some of the big name companies, when you purchase products from them, before you take that product out, they sit down and make sure you know how to use it from the beginning to the end, so that you are comfortable when you get home and using your own product that you bought.
and you won't be comfortable. They know you're going to call them back.
And call them back, right?
Tech support.
Or call back, yeah, right.
You paying for it? Call them.
True. Let me ask y'all this though. Have you? I know most of us, everybody drive, but have you ever taken a Lyft or Uber?
So I did when I went out of town. When I went to another city, I did. It's convenient, but I don't really like it because I don't really understand like the pricing of it, how that works. I think that they can pretty much. Oh, okay. See,
It's a
I'm not
fee
really
and
familiar
mileage.
with it because I'm just like, I guess it's cheaper than a cab. I mean, I haven't ridden a cab for so long either. 'cause I
the
drive.
cab thing be like,
So
Yeah,
do you
so-
see
But
that?
if it's peak season, then it's
I don't know.
Season surge.
So she said peak season.
What is it, son?
She's 90.
It's okay. It's okay.
Not peak season.
But with that being said, do you see as many taxis out?
No.
Or sedans?
No.
I think
They
that's
still
what's out
hanging
here
in there,
robbing
though.
the people,
They
the
still
taxis.
hanging in there. Yep.
Because a lot of
For
people.
peak season.
Yeah, peak season.
A lot of not
A lot of people used to call the line for the sedan to come pick you up. Some people be out there for the hacks.
hacks. You remember the hacks?
I remember the hacks.
Y'all remember
Oh,
hacks
man.
and stuff?
they
Y'all never
illegal.
call hacks? No,
Yep.
you don't know nothing
never
about the
called
hacks
them.
that front day.
But you've seen people
didn't do no
catching hacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
grew up on hacks.
girl, yes.
It sound right, but you know what I mean.
No, it sounds just like how you said it.
Yeah, no, everybody would listen because you didn't want to pay for the cab. First of all, we had a hack on standby. We used to call Mr. So-and-so.
God,
Yes.
yes.
So
we
we
had
had
some
personal
stuff.
hacks.
I was gonna
Yep.
say now where I'm from in Cleveland, we actually call them jitneys. So
Yeah,
they don't
okay.
be the man
Yep.
to sit outside of the market.
Exactly.
You need a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
same thing.
this right here is illegal.
Right.
This right here, you
But
be
so
like,
is them
"Yo."
sitting outside the
Get you
market
around.
though too.
It is,
it
but you know the
was.
police ain't really
Oh, the ones at
But
the
if
market
they see
was
me
trying.
right here, they
Yeah.
roll.
When you leave out the market,
Then you get out
Listen,
your car and still try
no,
to
but
do
then
your
they
hack.
want to charge you an arm and a leg just to go around the corner.
Kitty, we ain't gonna
True.
get into hack crime.
No, the hacks back in the day. I'm like, sir, I'm just going like 2 blocks. You want to charge me $10?
All right,
You
so
want to take
Rubber
this
shit
$5?
Let me-
and call it a day.
all right, so last question. Let me ask y'all this: what new goals, if any, would you like to accomplish within this new decade?
I would like to possibly get my PhD.
I wish you slow down.
can't catch
I can't catch
up.
She trying to slow your education.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Slow down for
I'm
her.
hating a little bit. No, I'm not. Go ahead, sir.
It helps Sissy stay out of trouble.
Oh, all right.
So I'm looking into that now.
All right.
Well, for me, I would like to purchase a home
Okay.
and eventually take. Well, I'm about to start taking Spanish classes. So I can learn Spanish, so I'm gonna be like all that. And just plan for my future. I want to open up a adult day program for
Okay.
adults with intellectual disabilities, so that when my son grow up, he can have a place to go and
That's
you know.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Nice.
look me up,
That's
Cynthia's
good.
Angels.
Yes.
Yes.
My goal is to continue to grow purpose-driven knowledge, Learning Spa, which is my business that I launched, broadening my clientele, also finishing the program that I started for my PhD because I want to make sure it's done, and just basically living the way that God wants me to go. Not thinking about it, not trying to put myself in it,
Yeah.
just moving forward, wherever He wanted me to go.
Right.
Cool beans.
For me, I want to get more serious about my saving goals. Just to, instead of like putting it there and knowing it's there and then saying, okay, I did what I said and now I can spend it. I want to leave it there.
That's
good.
good.
I also want to just complete some things that I started. That's just amazing. My main thing this year, I want to complete things instead of just speaking it and saying
Right.
it, because there are a million things that we say we
Yeah.
want to do and then we
Right.
start it. We actually do start it,
Yeah.
and then we don't complete it. So this year for me is all about completing.
That's good.
Nice. Elder.
So this decade, I'm gonna give you a new car.
Uh-huh.
Yes, me too.
I'm
sis.
with you
Brand
on
new
that.
car. I want a brand new car. Like car nobody never really rode down the street. Car.
All right.
And
Might grab that for
I'm
myself.
going to like
Yes.
missionary trying to say, I want to be a little bit more financial driven as far as investments. You know, because like she said, you know, you save and you're like, oh, I'll save a couple dollars. You know, but the way the banks and stuff working, it really ain't making money for
Right.
you. It's kind of like just
Right.
saying, don't
Yeah.
touch it, don't
Right.
touch
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just get financial smarter, you know, for the future. You know, for my grandkids, for my son,
Goddaughter.
you know, goddaughter. Yeah, you know, let your money make money for you. That
Right.
kind of thing. And I was also considering starting a nonprofit that I had started looking into last year. But, you know, I'm going to see what God say. I'm a short-term goal kind of person because I want to stick to it and
Yeah.
complete it and
That's
get it
good.
done. So I try not to put too much on my plate.
Right.
The plate looks so full, like
Yeah.
I can't eat it all. So,
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
because that's how I am, and that's how we get caught up. We don't carry out what
So
we
much,
said
right.
because we let it stretch out. I'm a short time. If I say I got to do it, then I'm
Short
going to do it.
time, I'ma do
Right.
If I need to do it in 3
Yes.
months because I know that I'm gonna lose it, then I need to do it then.
Yes.
Short term goals is really
What's your
good.
goal, Alicia?
So one of my goals, I want to invest
Not
in more.
cute, though.
I want to invest in more property.
Okay.
And I have. I one of the goals that I wanted to leave. Like I started preparing, and so that's something from the past decade too. But I got rid of some debt. So that was one of my main things. I didn't want to come into the new decade with a lot of debt. So I set a goal, and some of that I accomplished. I had money saved, so now I'm looking into investing. I want to buy more property, and I want to have things set aside for. I have nieces and nephews, so I'm trying to put things where as though it's set up for them and for my siblings, even if they already have a plan for themselves and their children. I want to have that set aside for my family too. So that's all the time that we have for today. We want to thank you for joining us, tuning in. Thank you to Pastor Tony Smith, Victorious Ministries International, for allowing us to be a part of the vision. Tune in next week for Man Up. Until next time, bye-bye.